The ninth best performer year to date is SVB Financial. Don't yawn. This company's a merchant bank with a deposit base that Wall Street had been mistakenly concerned about. SVB, it's the old Silicon Valley Bank, has always been a very good business. We recently bought one of our favorite research firms, Nathanson, and it's become less dependent upon private equity and venture capitalist offerings. Wait a second. Those dried up last year. They could come back. Yeah, some of them come back here with the stock directly reflects an oversold position. In the blast zone, stock was the fourth worst performer in 2022. I think the fears were not justified, and it's a very compelling situation. Hey, by the way, stock's still cheap. Long-term private equity and venture capital, they're not going away. Being the banker to these immense pools of capital has always been a very good business. This is one of those where why don't we wait until we see? I mean, we got a couple of minutes. I've learned enough in my lifetime that if I have to wait 11 minutes for an answer, I'd rather wait 11 minutes. Stock's still cheap. I actually see it as a cool hand Luke problem. As in, what we got here is a failure to communicate. Has always been a very good business. SVB downplayed that it was getting killed on its bond portfolio each time the Fed raised interest rates. The bank didn't signal that it had too many bad loans. They were backed up in stock. Stock's still cheap. In startups that haven't been able to come public because there's no appetite for IPOs when the Fed's tightened aggressively. It should have been raising money like crazy for months, like some of the other banks out there. I think SVB is pretty similar to what happened to Penn Square roughly 40 years ago. This was a reckless bank that made a ton of loans against then the red-hot commodity of oil. Some people call it geometry. So to make it clear, the collapse of SVB has huge ramifications beyond the tech world. But I actually think the biggest impact is it'll be the thing that keeps the Fed from wrecking the entire economy. Far from over, because the most overheated part of this economy has already been frozen. It's short-term bad, but longer-term, I will tell you, very, very good. Unless you live and work in the blast zone, or you bank at Silicon Valley Bank.